At TJ Maxx, you can afford to turn your closet into a place of endless expression with the quality, styles, and prices you love. Max what makes you, you.
Tomorrow on ET, more from London with the latest on King Charles and Kate's cancer battles.
This has taken time.
Of course, I will be here and bring you all the latest information. Kev, we're going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Nichelle. Great stuff from London, and we will see her tomorrow. Now, we leave you with the all-star turnout.
Happening now.
A man charged with the 2017 murder of his wife had his trial end in a mistrial last summer. Now his defense team is trying to prevent a retrial from happening. We'll take you inside the courtroom and explain what happened in the case of Guadalupe Contreras.
Gusty winds finally pumping the brakes. Humidity returns later this week. We have your Easter weekend to talk about in just a bit.
And parents, beware. A baby walker, candy, and some children's toys all on the recall list this week. We'll tell you what to look out for. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, a man accused of killing his estranged wife seems to be hoping a mistrial last summer could end his legal troubles now. Guadalupe Contreras back in a Bexar County courtroom today.
His lawyers arguing that one trial for murder was enough and that the missing evidence that caused the mistrial is still at issue. Our Eric Hernandez in court with why prosecutors want another shot at a verdict.
I just didn't read it.
But why?
I can't explain why I didn't.
An SAPD detective grilled on the stand concerning missing video that caused a mistrial in the case against Guadalupe Contreras. Contreras is charged with the murder of his estranged wife, Elizabeth Contreras. The 39-year-old's body was found hiding in the brush in the 12,800 block of Old Corpus Christi Road on the south side on August 8, 2017. During the trial last summer, testimony revealed the two had separated and Elizabeth was getting back with her ex-husband, whom she had a child with. A lot of damning evidence was shown, including blood-stained clothes Guadalupe was wearing that was identified as his wife's blood. The trial ended before closing arguments when it was discovered aerial video of the crime scene was mislabeled and had been erased from SAPD's record-keeping system. During the hearing, the lead detective on the case took the stand about his knowledge of the missing video.
You're the lead detective. You're not accepting responsibility for your snafu, so who are we blaming it on?
I don't know.
The San Antonio Police Department, in your opinion, this is common practice for evidence in a murder case to be destroyed.
Contreras' legal team is arguing as well that trying him again would amount to double jeopardy, a case where an accused person will be tried on the same charges following an acquittal or conviction, or in rare cases, prosecutorial misconduct. But the state argued back that regardless of the missing video, there is enough evidence to go forward again with trial. 379th District Court Judge Ron Rahel will now review all that was presented today and make his ruling on a later date. Now, if Contreras does have a retrial, he faces up to life in prison if found guilty. At the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Meantime, a San Antonio councilman's first court appearance in his drunk driving case delayed once again. Mark White, arrested for DWI in late December after a late-night traffic stop. In his new hearing date, he was rescheduled now for May 14th. This is the second time his first day in court was delayed. The first reset due to a delay getting the results of a blood alcohol test. Those results have since come back and show White was above the legal limit. However, attorneys said that a new reset is needed since the defense is still reviewing those results. A man accused of shooting and seriously injuring 2 officers last year, also in court today for his first hearing. Jesus Prado facing 2 counts of attempted capital murder of a police officer and 1 count of deadly conduct. Police say he tried to take his children from his estranged wife before then threatening to set the home on fire.
Yeah,
last October.
Yeah, sorry, Ursula. Police showed up, and that's when they say Prado started shooting at them. He would eventually turn himself in after those officers were shot. In today's hearing, Prado's attorney notified the court they'd be filing motions, including asking for a psychological evaluation. The court reset the case for May 23rd. It is a parent's worst nightmare. And in this case, 2 different families dealing with the deaths of their young loved ones killed in car-related incidents over the weekend. First, Kerrville, where a family coming to grips with an early morning car crash that left a 15-year-old dead and several more teens injured. It happened just before 2 a.m. in the 200 block of Holdsworth Drive. Kerrville police say a 19-year-old driving that car when it left the road and flipped into a tree. That driver had to be airlifted to a hospital. The 15-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Two 15-year-olds and a 14-year-old were also in that same car. All their injuries were minor. What led up to that crash still under investigation. Then on Saturday, 11-year-old Abdullah Salani was killed in his family's driveway on Sunlit Brook near the medical center when an older and unlicensed relative actually drove the car forward instead of putting it in reverse. Salani was rushed to the hospital where he died Saturday evening. San Antonio police say the boy's family has been completely cooperative in this investigation.
The Hayes CISD offering the name of another child killed in Friday's school bus crash. He is 5-year-old Ulysses Rodriguez Montoya.
44 students, 11 adults on their way back to school from a field trip to the Bastrop Zoo when that bus collided with a concrete truck near Highway 21 in Bastrop County. Ulysses' teacher says he always made his classmates happy. He loved dinosaurs and drew them on every assignment before turning them in. But above everything, he was a loving child.
The United Nations Security Council passing a new Gaza ceasefire resolution. While the U.S. did not take part in the vote nor object, every other UN member voted in favor of it. This new resolution comes just days after the council failed to pass a similar one put forth by the U.S. last week. The U.S. version stopped short of calling for a ceasefire with language that showed support for Israel. The new resolution demands an immediate ceasefire, which would then eventually lead to, quote, permanent and sustainable peace. It also demands, quote, the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages and that all barriers are lifted to provide humanitarian assistance needed in Gaza, unquote. In the wake of that vote, the Israeli prime minister canceled a planned diplomatic delegation trip to Washington, D.C. Israeli leaders say the resolution's lack of condemnation of Hamas is a disgrace and further sees the U.S.'s failure to object to that vote a sign of its wavering support. Two top Israeli advisors were scheduled to arrive in D.C. tonight. National Security spokesperson John Kirby says the White House is disappointed in the cancellation.
After months of turbulence, Boeing's CEO Dave Calhoun stepping down. Boeing's chairman and the head of the commercial airplane units also set to go. The plane manufacturing giant has been taking hits for years, including two deadly 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019 that killed hundreds of people. More recently, Boeing has been dealing with a fallout over a door plug blowing off the side of an Alaska airline plane earlier this year. That issue led to groundings across the U.S., more than $31 billion in losses for Boeing. Calhoun and the other two Boeing executives will leave their posts by the end of the year.
Former President Donald Trump dealing with a mixed bag in two different courtrooms today. On the civil side, he got a reprieve in the nearly $500 million bond due today that would allow him to now appeal.
Yeah, but he was also dealt a setback during his criminal hush money trial. Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook with an update on Trump's legal woes.
In a New York civil fraud trial, former President Donald Trump was given more time to post a massive bond while he appeals the ruling. The appeals court gave the former president 10 more days to come up with the money and cut the amount necessary to $175 million.
We have no guarantees of it, but it seems like it's a number that's reachable for him.
That decision gives Trump a major lifeline as he was facing a Monday deadline to secure a bond for the full $464 million judgment.
It will be my honor to post, and we'll post whatever is necessary, whether it be cash or security or bonds.
Meanwhile, in a separate criminal case, a judge dismissed the former president's motion to delay the trial further. Jury selection in Trump's first criminal trial is now expected to start April 15th. This trial is related to Trump's alleged efforts to falsify business documents related to hush money payments made to cover up an alleged affair with adult film star Stormy Daniels. Trump has pleaded not guilty and has denied the affair.
This is a witch hunt. It's a hoax.
This could potentially be the only one of the 4 criminal trials the former president is facing that would occur before the November election. In total, the former president faces 88 criminal charges across 4 indictments. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Check out TransGuide right now. Time saver traffic going to go to 410 and Blanco Road, and you can see traffic really for this time of day. This is moving along pretty smoothly as Blanco heads towards I-10. You can see that's the westbound lanes of Loop 410.
A little bit of rain early this morning in the pre-dawn hours and even shortly after sunrise for some folks. 17/100ths of an inch officially at the airport in town. You look at our weather watchers, Kerrville, Daniel's backyard, 4/10 of an inch. Leon Springs, 16/100ths, about 1/4 of an inch. In Schertz, Panna Maria, almost 1/3 of an inch. In Mico, 1/4 of an inch. So we had a little bit of moisture this morning, then a pleasant afternoon with sunshine and temperatures, for the most part, 70s to right near 80. By 10 o'clock, less wind out there. West at only 3 to 10. Cooler than average as well. We'll dive into the temperatures when the humidity returns and a sneak peek at Easter coming up.
It's a blessing, basically, and it sounds unreal, but it's just that I'm grateful to have what I have.
That is 16-year-old Zach Baza. He underwent several organ transplants at just 6 months old. Remember I mentioned he's 16? Fast forward today, and Zach's life's pretty normal, all thanks to someone else's sacrifice. Now he's using his personal story to help spread the word on organ donation and its importance. It's something we here at KSAT are trying to do as well, and you can help. Organ donation, it's an important decision. This Wednesday, we're hosting a town hall to help you get the facts when it comes to organ donation. We're going to talk about the importance of it and the challenges and misconceptions around it. Hope you join us on Wednesday.
Some candy your kids see at some popular discount stores is being recalled. Which ones are included and the dangers these represent.
And Chick-fil-A changing up the chicken they serve every day. Why it matters. Next on the News at 5.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. Car break-ins are one thing, but people at a local apartment complex say the damage done to their vehicles makes no sense at all. Take a look at that. We'll show you why someone's idea of fun has them fuming. If you walk around the Haven for Hope campus, you'll notice the security officers have a pouch on their belt labeled with the name of a life-saving drug, how long they've been carrying Narcan, and how many lives they have saved with it. Today at 6. Plus, how does Narcan work? KSAT Explains is also ahead on the News at 6.
Thank you, Myra. See you then. Well, the no antibiotics ever label leaving the chicken at Chick-fil-A. The fast food giant shifting their product to fit a looser industry standard. No antibiotics important to human medicine is what it's going to say instead. It's the standard recognized by the USDA and the World Health Organization. Now, 10 years ago, Chick-fil-A promised to never serve chicken that was fed antibiotics. Now they're abandoning that policy, citing a shrinking chicken supply. Antibiotic use in food production has come under intense scrutiny in recent years, and certain bacterial infections in humans have become increasingly treatment resistant because perhaps of more frequent exposure to those drugs.
Don't buy them. Don't let your kids eat them. Safety regulators warning about rollerball candy. You often see it at discount stores. 1200 Side's Marilyn Moritz explains the dangers in today's recall roundup, which includes some Starbucks holiday mugs as well.
Candy alert. These roller balls have liquid candy inside. Problem is, when kids lick them, regulators say the ball can come loose and get lodged in a child's throat. 290,000 Happiness USA candies are recalled after a boy had to have surgery to remove the ball. And last year, a girl died when she choked on another brand of rolling candy.
Bottom line, the Consumer Product Safety Commission says don't buy any candy of that type, and if you have it, throw it out.
Donald and Daisy Duck recalled. Fisher-Price is recalling more than 200,000 Little People Mickey and Friends figure sets because the ducks' plastic heads can come off and a child could choke on them. H-E-B, Walmart, and Kohl's sold them. If this is your baby's walker, safety regulators say throw it out. It's the Comfy Baby infant walker sold on Amazon. It fails safety standards because it fits through doorways and babies can slip through the big leg openings. The company is out of business. And Nestle is recalling more than 400,000 Starbucks mugs. The metallic holiday mugs can break when microwaved or filled with extremely hot liquid. 9 people suffered severe burns. The gift sets were not sold at Starbucks, but at other stores. Take them back. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Taking a look outside with live cam. If you were wearing a jacket this morning and now you're wearing short sleeves, you're prepared for the rest of the week.
Adam.
Yeah, we're going to see some temperature swings here from the mornings to the afternoon, so get ready to dress in layers, even if you cool mornings starting tomorrow. Let's get you ready out the door at the bus stop in the morning. In the hill country, I think we'll briefly dip into the upper 30s. Kerrville, Comfort, Sisterdale, even Bernie and Bulverde, 39. Around San Antonio, closer to 46 for that morning low. So long sleeves or a sweatshirt or a jacket early, but by the afternoon, we're into the 70s. Even at noon, we're 63, and then 5 p.m., we're at 74 degrees for the high temperature with a lot of sunshine and not much of a breeze. The gusty winds that we've been having are going to be pumping the brakes come sunset, and it's going to be pretty much calm overnight and even into tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, Devine 76, Bernie 72, Floresville 74, and around San Antonio, I think, will mostly be in the mid-70s, about 74 for the high temperature. Notice the high temperature trend going up as we head toward the Easter weekend. Good Friday at 80 degrees. Easter will make it up to 83. And so low to mid 80s, back above average by this weekend. I wish I had better news in terms of rain chances, but they're pretty slim. We had some action moving through Texas today, and we got clipped by some of it earlier this morning. I showed you the rainfall totals from our weather watchers, as much as 0.4 of an inch in some areas, but still most of the action was off to our north, up I-35, Dallas, eastward into East Texas, where they don't need the rain as much as we need the rain. We were just on the tail end of the activity. And then the snow in the Panhandle. It's still that time of year. Amarillo, even down closer to Plainview. Best place to hide in Texas, right there in Plainview. And that's where we had the areas of snow on the backside of this, where you have the cold air. It's a wide-reaching system, a winter storm stretching all the way up into the Dakotas and Minnesota. All the dynamics, though, the heaviest precipitation all away from us. We'll have a little push of energy Wednesday, a few isolated showers. That's about it. Otherwise, we're looking dry. There's going to be energy out there. It's just over California and the eastern Pacific, and that's where the energy is going to be through the 7-day forecast thereafter. So we're looking pretty dry. That 20% chance on Wednesday, isolated in nature. Otherwise, we're looking dry, which is good if you have the outdoor plans for the Easter weekend, Good Friday, and especially Easter Sunday. I don't think we'll have any rain to really get in the way. Maybe just some morning fog, and that's about it. 79 degrees right now, dew point of 36. Notice the wind, most recent gust at 23. That will be dropping, but I want to point out these dew points. They're low. We still have comfortable conditions out there. Dew points 30s and even lower closer to the Rio Grande. That's where we had the critical fire conditions. If a fire formed, it could spread rapidly because of the low humidity and the high winds. Again, high winds subsiding just within the next 3 to 4 hours. Notice the dew point trend, though, slowly climbing, and by Saturday, it's going to feel sticky and humid. So for Easter Sunday, you'll notice the mugginess and the stickiness back in the air. Morning temperature trend, still a little cool all the way through Thursday morning. Even Thursday morning, we're at 49. And then when the humidity returns, those morning temperatures are back into the 60s by this upcoming weekend, with really just some morning fog sprinkled in Friday through the weekend.
All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, how concerned should we be, Larry, about Victor Wembanyama's ankle?
Well, we don't have a timetable for his return yet, so I don't really know how concerned we should be, but we should just be concerned that he's not playing and that he's not 100% healthy, right? So the Spurs will host the Suns tonight without Wemby, and the San Antonio Sports All-Stars, man, these young men and women put on a show yesterday. Coming up. Spurs will face the Phoenix Suns tonight without Victor Wembanyama, who will not play because of a sprained left ankle. Wemby suffered the injury during Saturday night's 131-106 loss to the Suns. Zach Collins will likely get the start with Wemby out. Now, including tonight, the Spurs have 11 games left in the regular season and nothing really to play for except for momentum heading into the summer and next season. Zach Collins says they will fight all the way to game 82.
Yeah, we have to. And we got two choices. We could phone it in and focus on next year, or we can try to build for next year. And I think the coaches have done a good job of making us aware of where we rank, after All-Star break and where we're going to rank every 5 or 6 games. We all take a look at that. We're trying to improve. We have to get better. We can't get used to losing this much. So.
And when he talks about rankings, he's talking about defensive ratings, that type of stuff. So the Spurs and Suns will play tonight at 7 at the Frostbank Center. Dominic Barlow is available to play. Here's Bernie senior forward Abby Smith having fun with KSAT 12 mascot Mike at the first ever San Antonio Sports All-Star basketball game yesterday at Northside Sports Gym. 8 teams, 4 games, and from the looks of it, all the players had a blast, as did their family and friends. And we're told family came from out of state to watch their loved ones in person. From Class 6A to the private schools, these young men and women left it on the court. They wanted to win, and the teams were playing hard, diving for loose balls and playing defense. At times, it looked more like a playoff game and not a friendly exhibition. All in all, the coaches and players were thrilled that 120 high school seniors got to play one more high school game, along with a skills challenge and 3-point contest.
I mean, it means a lot. This is the last game that I'll be able to play with my high school coach, and then obviously Abby, my teammate of 6 years now. So it was a amazing thing to be able to get a last one with them for our last game together.
You get kids from all over the county, not just Bexar County, but all over San Antonio area, and for them to come together and play together with the same goal. I told them it's a pleasure to coach them all. And it was just awesome. My coaches had a great time. The players had a great time.
I mean, I could hear everyone in here. I could hear our bench, their bench, the crowd. Like, it was so fun to play in. The atmosphere was incredible, and it was so fun. Like, it was so fun to play in.
We had a blast. The kids had a blast.
Seeing the smiles is the best part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They love what they do.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Before we go, I want to show you this traffic trouble spot. Usually slow going here, certainly is today. 281 at Loop 410. It's the ramp from 281 to 410 West, and you can see traffic very slow on both 410 and that ramp.
2 weeks, that's it. 14 days until a total solar eclipse, and it's still too far out to get a good, reliable forecast. I know the information exists out there, but it's pretty much just junk, so we still need some patience and need to wait.
How do you really feel?
I don't know. We're going to need more time.
Well, yeah, we're the place to watch, and we appreciate you watching the News at 5 as well.
See you at 6.